Hi everybody and welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. So we've been out today, me and Mac from the Hampshire Hog Hunters. We've done a video up the woods. We've done a little bit on hot tenting and that, thrown together some ideas there. So a bit of background on the day. So it's 2 degrees Celsius up there, that's 35 degrees Fahrenheit for my American friends. Wind chill, we were looking at between 10 and 15 kph gusts, which brought it down to -2 and -2 degrees Celsius or 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Gives you an idea of what it was like. Cold enough to feel it on the fingers and the face. Made movement a little bit difficult on times, especially with these old puds. And main reason for the video today is we're going to be doing some work up the woods shortly, and so we thought, is it worth taking a hot tent with us just to give ourselves a warm shelter that we can drop back to. So we thought we'd try the one Tigris out instead of the Lavu today, test that, see how it went. So here we go, one Tigris hot tent. Please like, subscribe and share, and join us on a Sunday night for our Sunday social live stream where there's loads of us getting together and having an awesome time. Guys, that's enough of me waffling, let's get it on with it. So, think about your layer system, guys. You're out here cold. So today I've got a 3-layer system on the top, wool over man-made merino underneath. Okay, so it's going to keep me nice and warm. Not wearing any gloves because I hate gloves. Trousers, merino base layer underneath that, wool socks. I'm toasty. I'm all good. Wind's not getting through. I'm okay. Got a hat on to keep my ears warm. Stop them things falling off. So think about that before you think about your tent and everything else. Get this right, you'll be okay. The other thing I'd like to say to you guys out there, something we noticed about modern kit. The modern UK kit is really tight trousers and stuff. Yeah. Now these, although they're MTP, they're from Amazon. I will get a link to you guys for them. And they're nice and baggy. Yeah, baggy is best. Baggy traps more air. Baggy means you can load things up. Baggy jackets mean you can hide stash in it. And it also is better for hiding the shape of the human body when you're trying to camp and conceal yourself. Alright? It breaks up a little bit of that outline. Right? So, baggy all the way. Anyhow, let's get on with this. Guys, welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival and the Hampshire Hog Hunters hot tent. Let's try out this one Tigris hot tent in a real environment. It's the first time that we've been able to put a stove in it, or it's been cold enough to make it worthwhile putting a stove in it. So we're going to set it up, put the stove in it, fire the stove up, make a coffee and have a bit of a natter about what we're planning to do this year. Guys, stay safe, look after yourselves, have your adventures. Let's get on with it. So guys, hey, there we have it. The one Tigris hot tent. Okay, so going to throw that up here. See what it's like. We'll get the stove going in it and we'll give it a fair comparison in the right conditions. Now it is fairly light, it's not a heavy tent, it's a nice little one-man pack. This is what I took to Devon with me and it performed brilliantly in Devon, kept the wind and the rain off. Okay, it's a light system, it doesn't, you can get an inner for it. However, from what I've seen, that's a lot of faff and it does reduce the ability to have a hot stove unless you've got a very small one. So, comes all the usual bits, pegs and so forth. So we'll set it up, see how it goes. Cheers, mate. There. There. So, find the outside and make a ring. So that's the outside. We want opening facing uphill. Where's the opening? That's the opening. We've got that facing uphill. Right up here. The nice thing with the setup with this tent system is It's nice and easy to put up. There's no messing about. It comes with a very nice set of anodised pegs. Anodised aluminium pegs, like those. They're nice.
Can't lose them.
You can't lose them. Yeah. Right, so what we're going to do... So let's peg out the footprint. Zip it out, take your single pole, okay, and these poles are nicely smoothed over at each end, so yeah, you can go either way. A little bit of a readjust. Just a little bit of tension on it. Right, and there are a series of guy lines all the way around it. Because we're setting up the hot tent, we want a bit of tension in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, set the guy lines out in place. So we are not going to be putting a ground sheet down. We're not stopping this overnight. This is just a trial, just see how it works so we can compare it to the Lavoo. We will do a hot tent Lavoo video in the next couple of weeks to do a comparison of the two. I can tell you already, being in here, having the wind off is a mega bonus. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to position your stove, and you could do this any number of ways. Okay, but the most important thing is that this chimney must go out through here. Okay, so you could have it across this side, you could have it this way, sit behind it. How we're probably going to do it is that way, gives us a maximum amount of room inside the tent, okay, with the chimney here, and we'll see how that compares. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to get the chimney up, and yeah, we'll crack on with the fire. So there we have it, chimney's in place. It's all positioned nicely around that. Now I could guy line that out, but we're not going to be here for any length of time. The wind's not that high, okay? So I'm not going to guy line that out. Right, so I'm going to process a little bit of wood for our fire. Wood resources up here are quite wet, so I'm using quite thin stuff. And I'm using a bit of pine, because I want to get this fire going. I want it hot, warm. That's a bit punky, but it'll burn. There we go. A little bit of wood. I'm not going to show you loads and loads of processing because it gets boring, but we've got bits like that. So got plenty of wood up here. Start with some nice dry fine stuff. A little bit of fat wood today, so we'll light it with fat wood. We'll process that, prepare that, get this going, get ourselves warm and toasty, get a brew on. Brilliant. Let's get on with it. Right. Hopefully that ain't too dark, so we're going to get this going. And because people shout at me, not bushcrafty enough, Mick, we will try and get a little bit more bushcrafty. So I've got a bit of my fat wood. Let's have some scrapings off of that. And in the box is the odd little bit like this, okay? So those little bits, you can either make small sections of fat wood, or you can use it as it's meant for, as a fire lighter. That'll do that. Let's have a couple of sticks off that as well, because it is bloody cold up here. Just to give us a bit of an advantage. And this is a nice thing about having a box of fat wood. You're not so worried about using up your resources. When you really want to get a fire going. So that. There we go. Some filings there. Take the knife off. Put the knife somewhere I'm going to be able to find it. Okie doke. Let's get that moved back a little bit further. Okay. So we're going to build a fire. Let's have a look, see what I've got, see how I'm going to do this. What method am I going to use? I'm going to use that. Okay, I'm going to take that out to start off with, because I'm going to build a bed down near the entrance to my stove. So basically the fire starts here, draws back, the heat sucks it through the chimney, and it moves it back through the material. Okay, emergency matches just in case. Doesn't always go to plan. Bit more tinder in there. That's going to work for us. So what I'm going to use today, Forest Fundamentals. Okay, using one of their fire lighting kits. Now, I have seen people say, you know, you pull this through here to extinguish that. You do if you're using it as a match. If you're using it as a fire lighting aid, i.e. you want to light a fire with it, you're going to want to cut a piece off and use it in the woods or in the stove. Get myself organised. It's harder when your hands are cold. So take the bit of hemp or bit of jute and you fluff it out. Fluff it up nicely. Take the fire steel. There we go. That's lit. Give it a second or two to get going. Cut off a small piece. Okay, gives me fire. It's transportable. The bonus is I can then put it into my fatwood. Down there. Take some of our fatwood sticks. Put them on there. Stick the grate in. Grate above it. That. Place my bind on that. There we go. Might be going. Nice goes back in that. Got some that. Didn't need that. Speeds it up. Okay, we've got a fire going. So what we can do, you can lift that off of there. You're going to feel the temp of smoke. Leave your door open for a minute or two. Allow it to draw plenty of oxygen in. Smoke's rising up the chimney, which is the first thing you want to look for. You want the smoke going out of the chimney. Okay, as long as you're getting smoke out the chimney, excellent. If you're not, adjust the drawer here, okay, until you are. And as you can see, that's going lovely. I'll start warming up in a second and we will be happy days. I think it's because it's a little bit damp.
Yeah.
It's starting off, you're always going to end up with a little bit of smoke coming through these things. Some of the fold out ones, until they've warmed up, the smoke comes out through every seam in it. Hence I decided to go for a more solid one. And although it's bulky, it's not that heavy to carry.
No.
If you're carrying a big enough hot tent, right, because let's face it, for me and you, if we were truly hot tents in the winter, we want something twice the size of this, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to carry that gear, might as well carry that. Yeah. Right, let's close that up. Let's get a brew on. Try not to fall out my chair. Yeah, so, yeah, step back in time videos, looking at how the old timers did it, some of the older methods.
I just think we could go from way back where it started out at your hunter-gatherers.
Yeah.
You know, they had all the skills, the bushcraft skills that people are still using today. You know, that's where they came from. The hunter-gatherers then went to being farmers who carried on them traditions and using all these different methods and carried on up till today, I just think we could maybe show where a lot of these things come from.
Yep.
Originally.
Yep, I
These
think
ideas.
that would be an excellent idea. I think because of the history, the history behind all these things, it's so important. Like we keep saying to people, they keep saying, oh yeah, no, if the world went to pieces tomorrow, we'd be stuffed. You would not be stuffed. That's what the authorities, big business, money wants you to think. You can't live without them. Well, you can. Easily, yeah. The skill sets, the abilities that are required to survive are there and have been there for thousands of years and started way before electricity, gas, Asda's, Tesco's, all the big supermarkets, governments, yep. So you have that ability and that knowledge is all out there. It's just a matter of relearning it, and it's free to relearn. You know, it's going out practicing. Start with the basics: fire lighting, shelter building, water gathering. Get into foraging. Foraging, there's no mystery to foraging. In actual fact, I've got a book that's coming today, which I'll do a short on later on, Matt.
Is that book?
Yeah.
They look really good, them books.
Yeah, and I'm going to hype the guy's channel up as well because it absolutely astounds me. Do you know another interesting thing about these guys? Not done through a publisher, all self-published, right? Printing and everything, done it themselves. For the little guy, it's always competition. It's the same thing with us on the YouTube channel. There are massive YouTube channels out there that remain massive purely and simply because of their size and their longevity. They've now got the eye of all the suppliers. They get given kit, they get asked to reviews, and there's no problem with that because it gives me a chance to look at kit. So I'm not knocking them at all.
I must say, Wild Bear's done one just the other day there on poncho tin.
Yeah,
really good.
Excellent. Well, we like Wild Bear.
Similar to like what you were on about with a poncho set up, you know, like for using it. She's done one. It's worth a look. Yeah,
we like. Yeah, so there's another channel that I quite happily recommend you go and have a look at. Wild Bear, absolutely stunning. She does some really good camps, some real good adventures.
She's true. She does the job. She's there and she does it.
She does do it.
Yep.
And yeah, so Wild Bear, if you ever get to see this, there's two guys down here in Hampshire giving you a big thumbs up. Love your stuff. Keep it coming.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. You know, I'm not competing with the bigger channels at all. Never set myself up to compete with anybody. But in the viewing stakes, sometimes it can be a bit disheartening when you see somebody's put up a single video doing pretty much exactly the same as you've done, and they're like 1.5 million views, and you're sitting there looking at your incoming, looking at your 300 or 400 views and thinking, oh, but it's just purely and simply that they've built that.
Yeah. Plus, we stick to what we know.
Yeah.
You know, we're not trying to.
Not trying
to know everything.
No, we don't know everything. But we share our skills and abilities that we do have, and learn new stuff.
Yeah. Lots of experience.
Yeah. And so, quick review on the one. Then this is an honest Mike and Mac review on the One Tigris hot tent. Okay. Look, guys, brilliant.
Yeah. Only thing I can come up with, really, is will the material last? But we can only find that out by using it. And you know, hot rocks probably some problem, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. But I've got one there. You see one on that panel there.
But like I say, they're easy to repair anyway, aren't they? You know, with this material.
And you're going to get it.
Yeah.
You're going to get it. You know, if you buy a nylon or a man-made material hot tent, and you're not expecting it to end up with a couple of holes in it, but don't go that route. Go canvas.
Go canvas.
But as personally, and this is personally, yes, you could get two guys kipping in here. Not a problem. Personally, it's a one-man tent with my gear and the size of my stove. If you had a smaller stove, two guys, definitely not a problem. It's light, easy to set up, it's efficient, it's going to keep the rain off, it's going to keep the wind off. it's trapping heat brilliantly. However, like I said, once that fire's out,
Yeah.
the thermal efficiency of this material is going to allow that temperature to drop really, really quickly. So please, guys, if you're thinking about hot tenting, especially if you're going out into a high-risk environment, right, plan ahead, plenty of firewood, 2 of you, rotate your shifts through the night, keep your fire going. Don't think that the fact that you can be warm until you've gone to sleep is going to keep you going, unless you've got the right sleep system. Yeah.
Tension pretty important with these tents, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got to have it nice and well tensioned, because if it gets a bit of wind up.
Yeah. I mean, we did. TP tents tend to do okay in the wind because of their shape.
Yeah.
However, yeah, you really want to make sure it's secured.
Solid, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, this is solid. That's what you want, isn't it?
It will do the job. Right, kettle's boiling, I think. You can have the USGI mug. Yeah. I'll take the Yugoslavian one. Oh. Right, open that up. A little bit of colour. Yeah. I let that burn down. Let that cool down. That's one of the things about these stoves as well. They do cool fairly quick. Yeah. You know, so again, breaking camp in the morning, yeah, not an issue.
Yeah, like you said, if you were going to use it, one of you would carry that, and one of you would carry the tent.
Yeah. Especially if you're doing a deep woods thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think next time we go down to Devon Dartmoor, I'm going to take that with us.
Yeah.
So take that with us, set it up. Because what you could do, you could set up something like this as well as your 2 bashers. You literally have this as an admin area.
Yeah.
You know, sit and have a natter in it, have a chat, chillax, especially if you had the front open.
Yeah. And like you say, run the edges and all that, you could just push everything up.
That's it. Or
seal it up a bit.
get a larger ground sheet, lift it up on the inside. In fact, actually, looking where the toggles are for the inner tent.
Yeah, you could just tie it up.
Yeah, if you had a sewing machine, get a ground sheet, stitch some toggles onto it, toggle it in.
Definitely warm.
Oh yeah, definitely a bonus. Yeah, so hot tenting, something we don't do a lot of, but does work, does have its place. Especially if you're going out hunting.
Yeah,
you know.
Also, the fire being in there, you know, if you're maybe in an area where you don't want people seeing you so much.
Yeah.
That's, you know, you're going to get smoke, obviously, but what I'm saying is you're not going to have a big
not
fire.
glowing in the woods. No. The other thing is it's a safe system, isn't it?
Yeah.
You let's face it, with a little bit of practicality, it's enclosed. You're not risking the forest for. No. In actual fact, this summer, when we come up and we want to do a bit of maybe cooking or something like that, then this is a system we're going to be using rather than the open fire. Just again because it makes sense. Yeah, put a silicone mat underneath it to catch any embers. You're making yourself as safe as you can be, and it does give off a lot of heat.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, so. Right, so the stove itself, this one you can find on Amazon. Have a look at the shape of it and that. I think I paid about £80 for this one. It's a cheap one. It's an unbranded one. I've had it 2 years now. It does the job. Okay, you can cook on it. Throws out a lot of heat.
Pushes out a lot of heat.
Yeah, it does push out a lot of heat. It doesn't have any windows. Okay, the glass windows, which would be lovely in from a morale point of view at night. It also means you can look at the fire and go, that's dying down a bit, time to stop it up.
Yeah.
But they're going to break.
Your morale will be high anyway if you've got a little thing like that going in this freezing
Bloody
cold.
right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried about looking at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's, again, it's just such a simple thing. Makes a big, big difference. And fume-wise, in the tent,
No.
yeah, I'm not noticing anything smoky-wise. Again, because these have got a very good draw on them. Smoke is going up the chimney. There is smoke out there from it. However, within the tent, even with the door open, because the way the draw works, most of the smoke is getting sucked up that chimney.
Once it gets going, warms up, sort of everything expands, don't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
fits nice.
I mean, you will get a little puff, as you saw on the video earlier on, you'll get a little puff around the ring when you first light it up, especially if there's a bit of moisture in there.
You probably get it around here as well.
Yeah.
But once it's heated up, like you say, it's sealed it and that's it. Isn't it? It's really hot.
I mean, for anybody that does carp fishing,
Yeah.
you know,
You know what, I was thinking exactly the same thing. If you're a carp fisherman, right, get one of these.
Yeah.
This is simple, isn't it? You can get a bed chair in here,
Yeah.
and you're an absolute luxury, aren't you then?
got your stove, cook
You're
your scarf.
Luxury.
Yeah.
Absolute luxury. Yeah, or winter pike fishing.
Yeah.
Again, set up just like this, going out to a bit of fishing, come back in,
Warm yourself up.
you got a lovely warm area.
Yeah.
haven't you?
Yeah.
Shooting, anything like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, and that's it. You don't have to think of these things as a, I've got to go and do an overnighter. It's that fast, that efficient, that simple to set up that you could have this organised in 10 minutes, go and do what you need to do. And as I said earlier on, you know, if you come up to do some forestry works and it's that cold, set this system up, go and do what you got to do. Have a big old pot of water on the top of that simmering away quite happily. You can literally come back, cup of soup, dip your mug, away you go, dip your mug, hot chocolate, dip your mug, just keep it going and topping it up. That'd be the way to do it.
So, really, I might go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's pretty cool, isn't it? It is pretty cool. And there's, let's weigh this up. So the Lavoo for me is a better system, but its pros are it's thermally efficient, there's less fire risk, okay? Its cons are its weight. The other thing is it's a dark material, doesn't let light through. So in a Lavoo, if we were sat in a Lavoo today, me and Mac, with the front closed, we'd have to have a light on. Sat in this tent system, pros and cons, it's completely the opposite way round. This hasn't got the thermal efficiency of a Lavoo, and obviously it can be damaged by sparks and embers quicker than a Lavoo would.
Still traps though.
But it still traps heat. It's light in here, it's airy in here, you don't feel claustrophobic.
No smell.
No. And we've got a couple of simple folding chairs in here. We're both sat on them. Yeah, admittedly, sat on the chairs we are hunched slightly forward, but we're not uncomfortable.
No.
Definitely not uncomfortable.
Oh, it's lovely.
Don't know that I'm going home now.
No, I could just sit here all night.
Here comes Gareth. Excellent. I haven't seen Gareth in ages. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut that there. In it, what I'm going, well, I'll do an outro from home. We'll do the outro from home, but I'm going to cut that there for the next because the owner of the woods has arrived. So guys, there we go. Sorry that was a bit of a sudden ending to it, but that's just how the day went. Good old Gareth popped up to see us, see how we were doing, and we ended up waffling with him. So, hot tenting. Yeah, it is an option, always an option. Personally, I prefer canvas. It's a little bit more thermally efficient, okay? I like canvas because it's less likely to ignite, get pinholes in it and things like that. However, I've always wanted to try something like the One Tigris hot tent and see how that went. And I might this year look at a couple of other hot tents as well, get those in, see how those compare for next winter. So, yes, what can I say? Hot tenting. It's brilliant. It's great fun. Overnight camps and that in a hot tent, awesome. What I will say to you, just bear in mind you need a good quality sleep system and insulation system, because once that fire is out, that temperature will come down very, very quickly. Okay, so as we were saying in the video, work as a team. If you use it as an emergency survival shelter, one of you is going to stay awake and keep that fire stoked whilst the other one gets his head down, and then swap over. You could make the fire stay in. We're going to do a video on that. We were discussing that on the way home. We're going to do a video on that and actually see how long we can keep that stove burning for overnight. Okay, by using hardwoods, controlling the dampers and the amount of oxygen getting into it, and how efficient it would be, just as a one-off test. Anyhow, enough of me waffling. I'm going on and on and on just lately. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. Stay safe. Have your adventures. Get out there. Enjoy yourselves. Okay? Yeah. Have a great time. Love those you do. Forgive those you don't. Please like, subscribe, share, and join us on a Sunday for the Sunday Social on this channel. 2000 hours every Sunday. Guys, this has been Mickey and Mac from Hampshire Outdoors and Survival and the Hampshire Hog Hunters. Till next time, take it easy, have fun. Mickey out.